What's up, guys? So Marcos here on that Limited Tundra's YouTube channel. I just got off work early and I had recorded this all yesterday, but I guess kind of in the process of trying to do it like last minute, as I try to do it after I washed my truck once I got home from work. And it got pretty late and I was just kind of scrambling around. Video was all kind of jumping all over the place, so I figured I'd kind of go ahead and redo it. And so I'm going to throw in some clips, and potentially you may see me wearing like a different shirt. And I'll be throwing in some clips from last night and some clips from like a whole another day, so just as an FYI. If you guys saw part one of this series, you'll see that my truck did get some bolt-ons, and some are some OEM bolt-ons, some are aftermarket. And I posted it on my Instagram and on my Facebook, and a lot of you guys were kind of commenting on there, hoping to see what it is, my opinion, my sincere opinion on these products and these bolt-ons, and see if they're worth it, and you know, go from there. So I wanted to wait until I at least did some towing with the truck, because everybody knows that, you know, driving, especially with the truck that's unloaded, is one thing, but to see how the truck can actually use the gains is a totally different thing. And so I've been towing with it like these last couple of days. Right now it's just got like some hedge trim clippings on the trailer, which is like nothing. But the past 2 days I've been towing my mowers around as I do lawn care services, and honestly I think I'm ready to give you guys my sincere opinion on them. And just to clarify, I'm not sponsored by any of the manufacturers of these bolt-ons, so I'm giving you like my dead honest opinion. I paid for all this stuff out of my pocket, so I purchased the majority of these things from one person, and another one I got from somebody that's pretty local to me. He's like the truck was like an hour and a half away, and he had a parts truck. And I asked him if he was willing to sell those parts, and he was like, yep. So went ahead and removed them and used them on mine. We'll get a little bit into detail on that. So like I said, I do have one issue. I guess one thing that I don't really like about the system that I installed on my truck, and it has been growing on me a little bit more, but I do think I'm still going to change some stuff on here. And I've already talked to the person that I bought these products from. He knows, you know, my opinion and my standpoint on them. And like I said, there's no hard feelings, so this isn't to bash anybody, nothing like that. It's just a personal preference issue. Truck is running great, and all the products are working exactly how they're supposed to. Just something that I personally didn't like. It's not my personal taste. So like I said, one person that I got is a local person close to me from Parts Truck, and the other bolt-ons I got from, if you're in the Tundra community, you've probably heard this name at some point, from Keith Carty over at Dirty Deeds Industries. And he also makes BAM mufflers. Honestly, hands down, great dude to work with, super duper chill. Always answered all of my questions, whether they were stupid or, you know, like sincere questions, and he answered them. He was great to work with, and if you're looking to get any of these products, I highly recommend that you get in contact with him. He's a great dude to work with, and all the products seem like very high quality. So like I said, it's not a complaint about like quality, that it's not working how it's supposed to. It's just a personal preference issue, which we'll get into in a sec. Let's head on over to the truck, and I'll show you guys what all got installed, and I'll give you guys some info that I know, but you might still want to clarify this, and I'll give you guys a source to clarify this on towards the end of the video, and just so you guys can see if it's something that will be compatible with your truck. Alright, so let's head on over. Alright, so already I'm sure some of you guys have noticed one of the changes that got done, especially obviously if you were paying attention to part one of the series. So here I'm going to give you guys some info on my truck real quick, just so you guys can also get some just so you guys can understand what all got done. My truck is an 04 double cab, or crew cab of this generation. It's called a double cab. The access cab is like the 1.5 doors, kind of like what my dad has. And my truck is the first year for the double cab, but the last year before variable valve timing got added on to the 4.7, and the last year of the 4-speed automatic. I guess Toyota, due to the fact that they added extra weight but no power gains or nothing like that, made these trucks come from the factory. These double cabs come from the factory with 410 gears. Most Tundras have like a 390 or like a 391 gear ratio, I believe, something like that. And in 05 and 06, you could get 410s as an option, but standard came 390 or 391. So what all got done to the engine is I got an 05 to 06 Tundra VVT intake manifold, 05 to 06 throttle body, 05 to 06 fuel rails, and on the fuel rails I got Dirty Deeds 12-hole fuel injectors that are, I believe it's 250 cc's, so a little bit larger than stock. And 12 holes, our factory injectors come with 4 holes, so the 12 holes allows for a lot finer mist. And what I've been told is this is basically like being able to do a tune to these trucks, which, if you know, 2000 and 2004 ECUs have not been cracked, so there's no way to tune them. I believe 05 to 06 now have tuning ability, but I haven't seen anybody do it. But I believe there is a company out there that is tuning them. So intake manifold for 03, this is going to be specifically for 2003 to 2004. Intake manifold is a direct bolt-on. There's something that doesn't get plugged in. There's a plug that gets left unplugged. I'm not sure what it does. That's a direct bolt-on. Fuel rails are a direct bolt-on. Although that stock fuel injectors for 05 to 06 are not compatible, so you do have to change those out at least. Throttle body on 03 to 04 is drive-by-wire, so the 05 to 06 is a direct bolt-on and direct plug-and-play. No modifications required. All this allows for a little bit more airflow. I believe is due to the difference in length of the runners on the intake, but I'm not 100%. So the 12-hole fuel injectors allow for a finer mist as fuel is injected into each cylinder. This allows for like better throttle response. So that alone, worth it to me, especially for the price. 2000 to 2002, I believe the only issue is the throttle body. I know that 2000 to 2002 throttle body is controlled via a drive-by cable. So I believe you have to get at least an adapter plate, but I'm not sure how you control the throttle body since the 05 to 06 is a drive-by wire. You'd have to look into that, but I know that there is people that have done it, so the info is out there. Like I said, towards the end of the video, I'll tell you guys where I learned all this stuff, and that way you guys can go on there if you aren't already a part of it, and you can learn all of this info. If you're looking down in there, JBA long tube headers installed. Only modification that I know of that these require are you have to modify the dipstick. These will work directly for a 2000 to 2004 4.7, although that I have heard that they are kind of a pain in the butt to install. So personally, me, I paid to have them installed, as I believe it's like a tight squeeze, but people have done it. I'm not sure what all had to get done to modify the dipstick, but the point of it is the long tubes actually cover the little bolt, where the little hole where the bolt for the dipstick threads into, so you do have to modify it. Obviously long tubes, better exhaust airflow. On paper it says 30 horsepower, 30 torque with the right exhaust setup behind it. So then from there, quick thing though, 05 to 06, you guys have a secondary air injection pump under the intake manifold to heat up the cats faster for emissions purposes. So those long tubes will require some mods. You at least have to bypass that secondary air injection pump, and I believe you have to block off some ports or something like that in order to make them work on your truck. Not 100% on that. Like I said, do your info, do your research, get your info straight, and then go and do the mods. I'm just kind of giving you an introduction to all this stuff. So then one of the reasons that I did this, the two reasons that I did these mods is because A, I tow with my truck, so obviously who doesn't want more power? And the second reason is because I was having an issue with the Bank 1 cat, as I mentioned in the part 1 of this series. You could hear it like rattle, and it even seemed like it was clogged, as there was a lot of resistance, especially going like up hills. The truck 10 was losing like several miles per hour at highway speeds, like 4 or 5 miles per hour, and coasting up hills at like cruising speeds, it always struggled a little bit more. So behind this, I did a set of 2006 Toyota Tundra cats. You have to get some O2 sensor converters, which Keith Carty sells. I went ahead and did all new O2 sensors. Then from there, there's an X pipe, which I'm going to hop over to the other side. X pipe, 2 5-inch by 12-inch BAM mufflers coming out to TRD style tips at a 90 degree. Honestly, the tips could have probably been pushed back like an inch, but I can live with that. And honestly, I think it looks sick. It's different. You don't see a lot of trucks with this style exhaust tip, so I like it a lot. Now you're probably asking, what's the one issue that I've had with this setup? And it's the fact that I went from a straight white pipe to a set of mufflers. The sound quality is super duper clean. I told Keith my exact words were, I want it to sound like a race truck. Obviously, it's not a race truck. It's a freaking '04 small V8 truck with 33s. Obviously, it's not going to be fast. But I wanted it to sound super duper clean, like not clapped out in any way or anything like that. These mufflers, these 5-inch by 12-inch mufflers, did exactly that. It sounds super duper clean. Takeoff, there's no real drone, nothing like that I've noticed. Sounds super duper clean, and like I said, it does sound like a race truck. My problem is the volume isn't there, which, like I said, going from straight white pipe to mufflers, volume is obviously going to be decreased, but I didn't expect it to be decreased this much with due to the having long tubes. So I'm thinking we need some more loud. Possibly in the very near future, I'll be changing this setup. My honest opinion on this is, if you can afford to do this, by all means do it, because the truck sounds awesome. Throttle response is a whole lot better. It's not a diesel, or like a supercharged truck or a turbocharged truck. So it's not by any means, like I said, it's not by any means a race truck. But the throttle response is you notice it right away. I don't know if it's just me, but I tend to form like some muscle memory, and just like the throttle input at my ankle, at the throttle pedal, at the gas pedal, whatever you want to call it, it started to get like just kind of like a natural feeling for me. And the first time that I drove this truck, once all the exhaust was put on, I kid you not when I say that I almost bumped into the car in front of me. The truck picks up so much better. Even with the trailer now, it does so much better. Glides up hills at coasting speeds, like 45 miles per hour. You don't lose any speed. Truck doesn't feel like it's, hesitating to get moving. Nothing like that. It'll downshift faster. When it does downshift, for the most part, it tends to stay in overdrive a lot better though, which obviously being in overdrive saves some fuel. But when it does downshift out of overdrive, it scoots, and it scoots good. At highway speeds, so much easier to overtake traffic. I feel like before I would give it more throttle and it would, shift out of overdrive, and you could hear the RPMs climb up, but it was just like making noise. It really wasn't moving. And now it actually, goes. So very, very happy with the setup and the drivability of it. I wasn't really looking for any fuel economy gains out of this. It's like I said, I'm driving an old school V8, even if it is a small V8, and it's a 4-speed auto. So it's like, if you're expecting to get good fuel economy, I think you're driving the wrong truck. This truck's reliability is awesome. The TZFE platform is like, it's a totally different animal when it comes to reliability. I don't care who you are. The domestics do not come near it, in my opinion. You can, if you want more gains, you can do like an LS swap. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can do like a freaking Cummins swap, whatever you want, and you are going to get more gains. But in my honest opinion, I don't think you get the reliability of the TZFE platform. So this 4.7 now paired with these simple bolt-ons is, in my opinion, almost like a totally night and day difference. If you can afford to do these, definitely hit up Keith Carty, get them installed on your truck, and then drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Real quick, after this, I'm going to share some, I'm going to add some clips from a couple of different days of some startups. You'll get the first startup at the exhaust shop once the mufflers and everything got all welded up. And you can hear some revs on there on that clip, I believe. I'll give you another cold start on a different morning, and then I'll kind of do some drive-bys that I recorded last night, so you'll see like a normal acceleration and then like a full wide open throttle. Drop your comment down below. Do you think it sounds loud enough? Should it get more loud? In my honest opinion, I'm leaning towards getting some more loud, maybe possibly doing some weight reduction, if you know what I'm talking about. But that'll be on a different video. So yeah, like I said, guys, you want my honest opinion, I'd give them 2 thumbs up for fuel injectors, and long tubes and full exhaust. if you're looking for something similar to kind of like what I kind of think these mufflers sound similar to like a Magnaflow. It's very subtle, but you can definitely tell that it's not a stock exhaust. These mufflers are a great choice for you. If you like loud and you kind of are like the more obnoxious, like trying to get people to turn their heads with your exhaust alone, like me personally, this setup sincerely isn't for you. The mufflers aren't for you. The long tubes, X-pipe, you know, cats if you need them, and like that part of the exhaust, definitely do it. Hit up Keith and get that from him. For the pre-VVT guys that can do the intake, swap, throttle body, and fuel rails and injectors, I would definitely do it. If you have a VVT in 05 to 06, you already have the intake, the throttle body, and the fuel rails, so you can still upgrade your fuel injectors. He does sell 12-hole fuel injectors for your truck, and I actually believe that those are like 270 cc, so they're even a little bit bigger. If you can afford to do them, by all means do it. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy the drivability of your truck. So like I said, here I'm gonna drop these clips and then I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Alright, here we go. First startup with the long tubes and BAM mufflers. Sounds pretty good. Alright. Alrighty guys, here comes a cold start with the JBA long tubes and BAM mufflers out to the TRD tips. So let's see what it sounds like. Alright, so I'm going to let my dad drive, and here comes a normal acceleration. See, I had some mixed feelings about those mufflers, but now it's like they're starting to grow on me. Now I can't help but feel like they do sound good. Just being so used to the straight, you know, white pipe and no mufflers can be expected to lose some volume and it sound a little different with mufflers. So now I'm gonna go stand on the other side of the road, let him come by, and I told him to go wide open throttle. Alright, so here he comes. This will be a wide open throttle pass. Yeah, nowhere near as loud as the white pipe, but nonetheless very, very nice sounding mufflers. Like honestly, if I had the straight white pipe, I'd still be hearing it when I can barely hear it right now. But so now that you've heard all of the clips and everything, I mean, dude, just look at those tips. Those things look killer. You guys start seeing more of those on first gen Tundras, you know where you saw it first, all right? I think I've only seen like one or two other trucks, but they weren't TRD tips. They were slightly different tips, and I think at a 45. So you guys start seeing more Tundras with them at a 90 in TRD tips. You guys know where you saw it first. With all that being said, guys, I'm going to share with you real quick, just give you guys the sources to learn all this kind of info. And also, real quick, I also forgot to mention, share this to anybody that has a first gen Tundra or first gen Sequoia so they can learn about these mods too. Obviously, like you can do like a supercharger, TRD supercharger, but those kits are, a complete kit is so hard to come by, and what people want for them now, it's like freaking arm and a leg. So these are a little bit more affordable mods. You still get some gains, and truck sounds great. So win-win-win, right? if you're on Facebook, join the First Gen Tundra group. That's a phenomenal group to learn a lot of info about these trucks. There's a lot of stuff, like I thought I knew these trucks like the back of my hand, and there's so much that I've been learning over like the last year that I've been in it. Great group of guys, great resource to learn stuff from. Also Keith Carty over at Dirty Deeds Industries, and you know, he builds the band mufflers. Hit him up too. You can just do a Google search, just find it. I'll probably even drop a link down below to Dirty Deeds Industries. Contact him, tell him you saw my video, tell him you want a similar setup for your truck, or you want to do something different. That's totally cool. Just tell them, you know, you saw it here, you want to build something similar to it, or you have some questions about something that you heard on this video, whether it be fuel injectors, intake swap, long tubes, anything like that. He'll answer your question. Trust me, he's a great dude. He's super duper chill. And also, if you're on Instagram, follow me at Marcos_1296. I'll also leave that down below in the description. You have any other questions on there, you can feel free to send me a DM about the setup or anything like that. I'm not going to disclose prices, as personally, me as a business owner, I like to talk prices one-on-one with people. So I'm not going to disclose any of Keith's prices on any of the stuff that I got from him or anything like that. You can find some of his prices online. Feel free to, you know, call him, ask for them over the phone or whatever. That's between you guys. I don't want to get in between him and his customers. That's on him. Feel free to hit him up. Feel free to hit me up. Give me a follow. You'll kind of see, I tend to post stuff beforehand on Instagram before I do on YouTube. So give me a follow on there. I'd greatly appreciate it. And with that, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, comment down below your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you.